July the 4th, 1776, was a momentous day. The delegates of the Second Continental Congress, having voted to seek independence just 2 days earlier, now came together to declare to the world their independence from England. They said, "When in the course of human events it becomes necessary for one people to dissolve the political bands which have connected them with another, and to assume among the powers of the earth the separate and equal station to which the laws of nature and of nature's God entitle them, a decent respect to the opinions of mankind requires that they should declare the causes which impel them to the separation." End quote. So had written Thomas Jefferson. For 20 days in his apartment, he had labored to craft every word. Now his work sat before the committee of the whole Congress as they debated his simple yet eloquent expressions, such as, "We hold these truths to be self-evident, that all men are created equal, that all men are endowed by their Creator with certain unalienable rights, that among these are life, liberty, and the pursuit of happiness." None of these men assembled could comprehend at the time the immortality that awaited those words. For his part, while his peers debated his words, Jefferson sat painfully and listened while they argued and altered his words. With dignity he sat, he said nothing. It was the aging Benjamin Franklin who sat by him and administered a measure of comfort. But on the floor of the House, John Adams, did not sit in silence. He fought for every word of the Declaration of Independence, every expression of its sentiments. In the end, Adams was victorious. It was accepted for the most part as he, Adams, Jefferson, and Franklin had proposed it. The changes were minor and served to improve it. Now, one change is worthy of note. At the end of the document, the delegates added these words, quote, "with a firm reliance on the protection of divine providence." End quote. The declaration went forth and was eagerly received. Out of its inspired doctrines, a new nation emerged that fulfilled the latter-day purposes of the Almighty. Thomas Jefferson and John Adams stood by the Declaration of Independence all the rest of their lives. Jefferson's last letter said the following, quote, "May the Declaration be to the world what I believe it will be, the signal of arousing men to burst their chains and assume the blessings and security of self-government." End quote. John Adams, his last words to the subject were much more direct. He said, "Independence forever." Then, 12:50 p.m. To the distant sound of celebratory bells pealing in the valley below, the master of Monticello, Jefferson departed this mortal life, firm in the conviction he would live again in another. To the distant north, in Quincy, Massachusetts, at 6:20 p.m., a final clap of thunder shook the house. The rain stopped, and the last sun of the day broke through dark, low-hanging clouds, bursting forth with uncommon splendor, just as the heart of John Adams stopped beating. Now consider this. The date of passing for these two patriots, it was July the 4th, 1826, 50 years to the day of the signing of the Declaration of Independence. On that same Jubilee day, the pen and the voice of independence were called home by the Almighty. A coincidence? Not on your life. liberty or happiness.